So. Dann Aktion. Festliche Ereignisse war es, glaube ich, oder? Ja. Du und Paimon haben zuletzt nicht viel zu tun, also macht euch auf nach Chiaoching. Ach, was weiß ich, auf das Kaff halt. Achso, das ist sie, was das sagt. Nee, ich habe keine Schlange als Haustier.
Mountain air is so refreshing. It makes Paimon feel like she could float around all day and never get tired. Cream! Gummies! Fuel fruit! Huh? Did you hear that? Sunshine! Blue skies! Good vibes!
Ja, irgendwas mit Blasenmandarinen und guter Laune.
What? So Paimon wasn't just hearing things. That voice sounds really familiar. Well, we've got the time. Why don't we go check it out?
Gut, schauen wir mal, was los ist. Du und Paimon macht euch auf den Weg den Berg hinauf, um die Ursache der Schreie zu finden. Soweit erkennbar sind es Mandeln hier und Schokoladensauce da, klingt echt lecker. Ich soll vielleicht nichts fressen, wenn ich was wolle. Die muntere Stimme beflügelt eure Schritte und ihr beseitigt den Berg im Nu. Oh ja, stimmt, ich habe ganz vergessen, dass die Fontain-Charaktere vorkommen.
Well, if it isn't my dear partners. See, I told you that something good was going to happen during our travels today. I have to say, sometimes the Steambird's astrology column is spot on.
It's just your lucky day.
Are you guys also here to catch the festivities? Oh, and that reminds me. Happy Lantern Ride.
Happy Lantern Ride.
Danke ebenfalls.
Happy Lantern Ride to you too! Wait, if you're here for Lantern Ride, then what are you doing on top of this deserted mountain? And that voice we heard, that was you, right, Navia?
Ich hab die Stimme komplett verpeilt. Wer soll das sein?
Oh, impressive. You could tell it was me from that far away. You've got good ears. That or your voice is just really loud. Well, of course it is. After all, I'm a boss.
Indeed. I suppose it's an asset.
Sure is! Having a loud voice is a handy tool when it comes to communication. Wait. That wasn't even Paimon's point. Paimon just wants to know why you two were shouting from the top of this deserted mountain. There was something about almonds, maybe? And buell fruit? Ooh, is it some sort of secret code?
Bestimmt bloß irgendwas, was dir gerade eingefallen ist.
No, it's not a code. The words are meaningless.
Perhaps, but the act of shouting was very meaningful indeed. That's just what mountain climbers do, right? After all the hard work it takes to make it to the top, as you stand on the summit looking out at the vast scenery, it's not easy to resist the urge to release those emotions.
Verstehe, es kommt nicht darauf an, was ihr schreit, sondern auf den Akt des Schreins an sich.
Exactly. You get me, partner. I was afraid that it would cause a disturbance, so I asked the locals around here, and they said it was fine. Apparently most hikers like to shout when they get to the top, so the locals are used to it by now.
Das, wenn du in der heutigen Zeit machen würdest, dann kommt er bloß zurück, halt die Fresse da oben.
So, you see, it's not just me. I guess everyone shouts from the top of a mountain at some point in their life.
Speak for yourself.
When you're stressed, don't you ever just get the urge to do something for no reason?
Not really. If I ever get stressed, I just go hunting.
Oh, that's a pretty good way to relieve stress.
What I choose to hunt depends on my mood.
Huh? Anyway, why don't you two give it a try? Shout anything you want. It's a
As long as Paimon has clothes on her back and food in her belly, Paimon doesn't think there's any stress that needs relieving.
Und ich hab ja halt die Dinge lieber für mich. Nein, du bist einfach nur zu geizig, dann dein Voice-Acting zu bezahlen dafür.
Oh, I bet you guys are just too embarrassed to let loose.
Das auch.
No need to be shy. Even Farina was shouting from the top of this mountain earlier.
Was? Wer?
Huh? Did Paimon hear that right? Farina's also here? In Qiaoying Village?
Believe in your ears. It is indeed as you heard. Actually, the reason we climbed this mountain in the first place was also because we heard the sound of shouting.
Yes, we could just about make out someone yelling things like, "Help me!" and "What should I do?" So we hurried up here to check it out.
Warum zur Hölle ist sie auch auf dem Berg?
And what do you know? Miss Farina was standing right there, all red in the face. She practically sprinted back down the mountain the minute she saw us.
Ah, that reminds me. I believe what she actually said was, "So help me, I will figure out what I should do about this script."
So, you could actually hear what she was saying? Why didn't you say so earlier? I thought someone was really in trouble.
I figured we would come check out the situation either way. Why not let her keep some privacy?
Oh, seems like you caught Farina in the middle of some stress relief as well. She probably would have never thought. No, she definitely would have never thought she would run into anyone she knew all the way out here.
War sie allein?
I think so. We ran into Nervalet on the way here as well, but he was already on his way back, so they probably weren't together.
What? Nervalet was here too?
Zieht jetzt alle daher oder was? So viele Leute hier aus Fontain.
What was he doing here? It couldn't have been for vacation.
I think it just might have been, actually. But apparently he only stayed for half a day before heading back. He's a very busy man.
Neuvillette is not the type to take much time off. Taking even a half day for himself is already a huge step in the right direction.
Didn't Charlotte publish an article on the Liyue tea industry recently? Maybe he was inspired to come buy some tea after reading that article. You know, just like you were.
My situation is completely different. I'm here because I was asked to accompany you. The tea purchase is simply an added bonus of this location.
You Fontainians and your tea drinking.
Oh, it's not for me. I lost a bet with Ridesley, and now I have to buy him something.
Ihr habt gewettet, sieht nach einem passenden Geschenk aus. Wie ich wusste, dass es da drauf hinausläuft.
It was just a spur-of-the-moment sort of bet. Ridesley gets really invested in that sort of thing, but he couldn't care less about what he wins in the end. You could give him mint plants that you plucked from the side of the road, and he wouldn't even mind.
If only he was that easygoing when it came to talking business. In any case, I'm pretty sure the tea you bought is this region's specialty. What is it called again? Nervalet even mentioned it earlier.
Sunglo-Tee kaufst du 10, gibt's einen halben Preis.
Yes, that's the one.
You didn't really buy 10 boxes, did you?
Please, do I look like someone who would fall for that sort of marketing trap?
Ja, das wenn jetzt die Dinge hören würde, scheiße.
That reminds me. You guys said you only came up here because you heard my voice, right? I hope it didn't put you out. You must have had other plans for the day.
Oh, that's right. Who tell? A few days ago, we heard that a friend was going to be in Qiaoying Village, so we decided to come and see if we could run into her.
Oh dear. We've been chatting for quite some time. I'm sorry for keeping you.
Das macht nichts, Partnerin.
That's good.
We should probably head out and look for Hu Tao.
No need to stay on our account. We just got up here, so we're gonna stay around for a little longer.
Go and meet your friend. We can meet up in Qiaoying Village later.
Klingt gut.
Sounds good. We're gonna head down the mountain then. See you later!
Ist schon cool, dass die da sind.
What do I have to do to get you to yell from the top of this mountain? Name your price.
You really want to hear it that bad, huh?
I'm just curious is all. I have a feeling you'll say something amazing.
I will pass. I prefer to let actions speak louder than words.
Ich glaube, Nevelette war die unglaubwürdigste Urlaubsperson. Zuerst müsste Ningwa und Kutschkin mal Urlaub machen. Ja, oder die Ganyu noch mit. Gerade Nevelette, also ey, der schreibt sich ja auf die Fahne, ich arbeite gerade 500 Jahre durch oder so. Ningwa würde nur Urlaub machen, wenn sie dafür Geld bekommt. Das auch. Oder wenn ich mit ihr unterwegs bin, das fand sie scheinbar ganz cool. Welche Lanze hast du Raiden gegeben? Da. Die da. Favonius Lanze. Die drittbeste Waffe, glaube ich, für sie. Also ich weiß nicht, ob es heute noch so ist, aber so war es jedenfalls in dem Ding. Die beste ist ja eine Gacha-Waffe und die zweitbeste ist ja die mit dem Fischen. Und aufs Fischen habe ich einfach irgendwann keinen Bock mehr gehabt. Shenhe könnte ja auch Urlaub gebrauchen. Shenhe macht ja eigentlich ständig irgendwas.
Chaoying Village is known for its tea. But you know what else they have with tea? That's right, dim sum! Didn't Gaming say something about dim sum being eaten in the morning? Oh, Paimon wonders if we can still get some at this time of day.
Ein Nachmittagstee wäre um diese Zeit vielleicht angemessen.
Oh, well that's fine too. Paimon doesn't care what kind of tea it is as long as it comes with some tasty snacks. Now, let's see what kind of yummy things we can find around here. Paimon's not seeing things, is she? Is that Farina standing between Zhongli and Hu Tao?
Oha, dieser Hut, das muss sie sein.
Wonder what they're talking about. Zhongli knows a lot of stuff. Maybe he's telling Farina about Chaoying Village.
Siehste, und das sind die Interaktionen, oder eher seht ihr, und das sind die Interaktionen, was wir doch eigentlich schon immer drauf warten. Zhongli und Wendy zum Beispiel, was ja auch echt cool war. Dann jetzt hier Zhongli und Furina. Könnte auch in den anderen Konstellationen gern mal passieren. Dass das so selten passiert, ist echt ein bisschen nervig.
Oh, or maybe Hu Tao is trying to rope Farina into being one of her clients.
Wollen wir wetten?
Hey, this isn't the Fortress of Meropide. But Paimon could be convinced for the right price. Let's say loser buys the winner 3 huge bowls of seafood kanji. Since Zhongli is there, Paimon bets things are pretty tame. It's decided then. Paimon votes for Tour Guide Zhongli.
Ich tippe auf Kundenbewerberin Hu Tao.
Alright, no time to waste. Let's go see who's right. Good afternoon, Hu Tao, Zhongli, and Farina.
What the fuck war das jetzt?
Oh, great. Now Paimon's shouting too.
Oh, well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Seems like our luck just keeps on growing.
That we were able to meet you both without prior arrangement must mean that this is quite the serendipitous meeting indeed.
Huh? Oh, so both of you are acquainted with the Traveler and Paimon then?
Es fühlt sich wie eine Ewigkeit an seit unserem letzten Treffen.
Looks like someone's learned a thing or two from Zhongli.
Hä?
I must admit, I am a bit surprised to see you here, Traveler. But seeing as you're a hero who's been all over Teyvat, it makes sense that you would be well-traveled and well-connected. Since we have found ourselves in each other's company within this fertile land, allow me to take this opportunity to wish you a happy lantern rite.
Happy Lantern
It
Ride.
appears you have been to Fontain then. Given your proclivity to spread good deeds wherever you go, it's no surprise that you would make the acquaintance of a celebrity as illustrious and celebrated as Miss Farina.
That's quite high praise. What I mean to say is, you flatter me, Mr. Zhongli. Although I've built up a certain following within Fontain, it is no reflection of strength or wisdom.
Ich frage mich immer noch, ob Zhongli sich blöd stellt oder echt nichts weiß. Das ist genau der Gedanken, den ich jetzt auch hatte. Dämmer, Fontain ist fast komplett abgesoffen, Alter. Oder ist komplett abgesoffen und dann von uns gerettet worden. Oder insgesamt dann halt allgemein gerettet worden, auch von ihr und so. Und ja, habe ich nichts mitbekommen. Ist ja nur die Nachbarstadt.
I stand before you right now as nothing more than an ordinary traveler in search of beautiful scenery and creative inspiration. There is definitely more to Mr. Zhongli than meets the eye. I could tell as much from our conversation earlier. Given his breadth of knowledge on both academic and worldly matters, there's no way he hasn't heard about what happened in Fontain.
Ja, siehst du, sogar die Furina war da skeptisch.
Is he just feigning ignorance for my benefit?
No. You're no common tourist. I simply won't have you talk about yourself that way.
Huh? Does that mean Hu Tao also knows?
You may not have heard, friends, but...
Miss Hu Tao.
Miss Farina is now one of my esteemed clients. Yep.
Tja, hast du gehört, Paimon, sie ist total ausgeschätzte Kundin.
Okay, you win. Guess Paimon will have to break into the hidden stash at the bottom of her shoe.
What's this about winning something?
Don't tell me. You two were placing bets on us.
Das war Paimons Idee.
We just saw you guys standing on the side of the road and couldn't help but take guesses as to what you were talking about.
Oh, I see. That means you, my friend, must have guessed that I was trying to promote my business to Miss Farina.
Nun, du kennst mich.
That I do, my friend. What was Paimon's guess then?
Paimon thought Zhongli was showing the newbie around.
By newbie, you mean me, right?
If that's the case, then Paimon's guess was also correct.
Dachte ich mir fast.
Oh, that's right. Mr. Zhongli was telling me about some great sightseeing spots in the area.
Ha! You see? Paimon was right too! Since both of our guesses were right, there can't be a winner or a loser.
Gut, du darfst dein Erspartes behalten. Ja, Erspartes ist sowieso mein Erspartes, weil das bei ihr aufbewahrt wird, meine, keine Ahnung, 30 Millionen. Und ja, ich weiß, irgendwer kommt jetzt wieder, ich hab 50. Entschuldigung. Gut, dass du darfst dein Erspartes behalten.
Hey, don't be upset, Traveler.
Das hat sich jetzt irgendwie so wie so Beavis und Butthead-Lache angehört, so.
How about this? You buy Paimon a bowl and Paimon will also buy you a bowl. As for the third bowl...
Since I was the subject of the bet, perhaps it should go to me? You know, as a congratulations for the huge deal I just struck.
Kann dir jeder seinen Schlüssel kaufen.
I was just joking. Anyway, I should be the one treating you. The funeral parlor is about to bring in quite the sum after all.
Oh, Paimon almost forgot to ask about the most important question. Something happen recently, Farina?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, you know, with you enlisting the services of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor and all.
Oh, well, yes.
Really? Oh, no. Paimon is so sorry for your loss. Although Paimon may have not known the person, please accept Paimon's deepest...
Whoa, it's not like that, Paimon.
Huh? But Paimon just thought, since you hired the services of a funeral parlor and all... Hey, it's not that big of a stretch.
Really, Paimon? It's not like you don't know me. Do I look like I know anyone who would ask me to coordinate their funeral? Miss Hu Tao is simply helping prepare some props for my film. Not too long ago, I read a collection of horror stories from Liyue. The content was spectacular. In fact, I still feel the need to sleep with the light on even now. Anyway, that's not the point. Now that Fontain's biggest star has returned to the stage, I figured it's about time the industry enjoyed a breath of fresh air.
Oder einen frischen, wütenden Orkan.
Hey, that's pretty good. I'll have to remember that for my ad posters.
Oh, Paimon sees. That makes a lot of sense. So, did you come to Liyue just to enlist the services of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor?
Well, not exactly. My original plan was to just relax and enjoy the sights. But then I ran into Miss Hutao and Mr. Zhongli, and well, you know the rest. I suppose it was meant to be.
Was machen die Enten da eigentlich? Also die rasen da voll durch die Gegend im Hintergrund.
It was a fated meeting indeed.
Zhongli sure loves his lofty turns of phrase. But if you ask me, it's all thanks to that man who stopped to ask for directions.
Oh? Who was it?
It's someone you know. Wanna take a guess?
Ich denke, das war eine Villette, richtig?
What? How did you guess that on your first try?
Wir sind einfach gut.
Very impressive, my friend. Your guessing game is spot on today.
Du erzählst alles von der Begegnung mit Navia und Chlorinde auf den Gipfel des Berges. Blick auf den bemitleidenswerten Gesichtsausdruck von Furina genügt, um dich davon überzeugen, den Teil mit dem Geschrei wegzulassen.
Huh. I never thought Neuvillette would be the type to get lost.
I'm sure he didn't get lost. Even I was able to find my way to this place without any trouble. He was already getting ready to leave by the time I arrived. He just wanted to ask someone about the quickest way to get back to Fontain.
Yup, that's exactly what he asked. This area is full of mountains and rivers. It's normal to not know the fastest route.
Für ihn wäre Schwimmen wahrscheinlich am schnellsten.
So, were you the one that pointed him in the right direction, Hutao?
Of course. I'm also a guide of sorts, you know. So naturally, I also have a great sense of direction. But speaking of your friend...
What about him?
He doesn't get out much, does he?
Nein, wirklich nicht.
No wonder. He was stiff as a board and way too polite. I would have never guessed he was here on vacation if you hadn't told me.
Er war stocksteif, Alter. Die englische Übersetzung war auch geil, so steif wie ein Brett.
All in all, he was only here for half a day. I'm pretty sure he is the only one who would consider that to be a vacation.
Oh? This gentleman you speak of must keep a demanding schedule.
I'm sure he does. You didn't see him, but he was dressed like he was about to attend some important meeting. It wasn't anything like what someone would wear on vacation.
Is that so?
Wait, you didn't see him, Zhongli?
Unfortunately, no. At the time, it appeared as if Director Hu and Miss Furina were having quite the productive conversation. I know matters of business can take much discussion, so I decided to fetch some tea for them.
What a shame. That gentleman seemed like a sophisticated sort of guy. I actually think you two would have hit it off.
Ja, der hat Schiss gehabt, oder?
Is that so?
Warum schaut er so, Alter? Bedenkt man das Verhalten von Zhongli und die wahre Identität von der Villette? Könnte Zhongli mir absichtlich aus dem Weg gegangen sein?
Hmm?
Ah, ich verstehe. So ist es nun mal, das ist wirklich schade.
To borrow Miss Furina's turn of phrase, perhaps it just wasn't meant to be.
Well, with the traveler around, I'm sure you'll have a chance to get to know each other at some point.
That's right. He's got more friends than he knows what to do with.
Ich besitze nämlich einen gewissen Charme. Ich weiß, wie wir mit Leuten umgehen.
Well, that's certainly true. Oh, that reminds me. If you get the chance, you should try and talk to Neuvillette into loosening up a bit. Just tell him the Palais Mermonia isn't going to fall apart if he disappears for a few days. He shouldn't keep himself cooped up all the time. Even clams open their shells to let in fresh water every once in a while, right?
Da steht eine verdammte Truhe, die hole ich mir dann.
If he's really that much of a stickler for protocol, he can fill out a leave of absence request. He'd have to approve it himself since he handles that sort of thing now, but you know what I mean.
Gute Idee.
Seems like this gentleman is also in charge of something pretty important.
Er ist der gerechte und unparteiische oberste Richter von Fontain. Auch bekannt als der Dämon, der den gesamten Papierkram in Fontain kontrolliert.
I've never heard of a demon that boring before. In my experience, a leader needs to be able to roll with the punches. That also includes knowing when and what to prioritize. It seems like your friend still has a lot of growing to do.
If I remember correctly, he's already several thousands of years old.
Ja, er muss doch in seine Rolle wachsen, ein paar tausend Jahre mehr.
You're quite right, Miss Hutao.
Aber wie die anderen da hinten jetzt einfach auftauchen.
Oh? Traveler, Miss Farina. Those two individuals over there appear to recognize you.
Jetzt machen wir eine Versammlung von einfach allen Charakteren. Los geht's.
Navia and Clorand. Hey, over here!
Siehst du, das wäre auch für den Abschluss von Genshin eine riesige Aftershow-Party,
Saw you
Alter.
all chatting over here, and we're wondering if we could join in.
Eine riesige After-Genshin-Party, Alter, mit allen 500 Charakteren, die es bis dahin dann gibt.
Please, excuse the interruption.
Wahrscheinlich kostet allein schon die Voice-Cover dann da, keine Ahnung, 20 Millionen oder sonst irgendwas, nur um alle jeweils einen Satz zu zeigen. Wenn eine sehr lange Aftershow. Ja, das sowieso, ey. Wahrscheinlich kostet das so eine halbe Stunde Aftershow-Party dann in Genshin. Schon der Voice-Cover wahrscheinlich schon 5 bis 10 Millionen oder sowas, nur damit alle mal einen Satz sagen können.
So polite. No apologies necessary. Any friend of the traveler and Miss Farina is a friend of mine.
Ah, straight to the point. I like it.
Das sind Kombinationen, die man eigentlich irgendwie nicht erwartet. Alle umkreisen dich und beginnen sich vorzustellen. Als sie von Clorines Beruf erfährt hatte, leuchtet Hutaos Augen auf. Doch nach einer kurzen Erklärung von Führe und Navia scheinen sich ein paar ihrer fehlgeleiteten Gedanken zu verflüchtigen.
It's getting late. If we want to catch a boat back before dark, we should probably get going.
Indeed. Then, Miss Farina,
Oh, yes?
when are you planning to head back? Do you need us to escort you?
Oh, I don't think that will be necessary. I mean, you're not my subordinate anymore. You don't need to look after me.
I didn't mean it that way. It's normal for friends to travel home together if they run into each other on the road.
There are a lot of mountainous roads in this area. I imagine they'll be even harder to navigate after dark.
Exactly. Just like in those ghost stories.
Wie sie das schon so sagt.
8 paths converge in a wood. Beside them an old house is stood. If you dare to go inside, not a soul will greet your eye. But if you take a closer look, there may be something you mistook. A candle flickers to and fro, yet there is no wind to make it so. What is its secret? What could it mean? In this wood, where mystery screams.
Alter, die Hutau kann das verdammt gut, Mann.
My dear demoiselles, ladies, no, I mean friends, please take me with you.
Of course.
Farina?
Gotta say, Farina, you are really quite the character. By the way, did I hear you mention that Clorand used to work under you? Then you must have also been a leader at some point. Well, that's, all in the past now. Besides, being a leader is hard. It wasn't the right job for me. I prefer how things are now. I can come and go as I please, and get to enjoy the sweet taste of freedom.
I see. Well, you've certainly picked an apt place to relax. Xiaoying Village is an exemplary choice.
Nun hattet ihr alle eine gute Zeit.
Only the best. And I've learned a lot, too. Thank you so much, Miss Hutao and Mr. Zhongli. It's fine. You've thanked us more than enough already. The next time you're in this neck of the woods, I'll treat you to some dim sum in the city. Dim sum? Is that some kind of Liyue term for snacks or desserts? They are a part of it. It's basically a table full of as much tea, sweets, and good company as you can manage. Oh, so it's basically a tea party. Sounds great.
Make sure to order the winter melon cake and the lotus flower crisp. They're so sweet and delicious, Paimon knows you'll love them.
Ooh, okay. I'll be looking forward to it then.
Wait, but didn't you guys say you were here on vacation? How come you're all going home empty-handed?
Bringt ihr keine Souvenirs mit nach Hause?
Of course I am. I bought tons of fun things to bring home with me. A kite, a parasol, a little tin frog that jumps. Oh, and a stuffed toy of a mythical beast. Chlorand is the one who didn't buy anything for herself.
So all you're bringing back with you is that tea?
And some tea-flavored hard candies. They're for Sigewin.
Chlorand isn't much of a shopaholic.
Well, one of us has to practice restraint.
Hey, I'm hardly reckless with my Mora. I'll have you know, all the purchases I made today were well within my budget.
Was ist mit dir, Furina?
Me? Oh, well, I bought some tea, of course. I just had to try all the varieties recommended in the Steambird. Other than that, just some bits and bobs, you know. A little bit of this, little bit of that. They should all be things I can use, I think.
Du bist dein Schnäppchen gefallen, total auf den Leim gegangen.
Now Paimon's even more confused. If you bought that much stuff, where did it all go? Into one of Linny's magic packets?
Oh, actually.
Monsieur Neuvillette took them with him.
Oh, so that's what happened. Wait, what? Why did he take them? Oh, he's not hoarding treasure, is he?
That's quite the imagination you've got there, Paimon.
Das musst du dir mal vorstellen, also Neuvillette in seiner Drachenform, wie er in so einer Ecke, alles mein Zeug, das hab ich alles, mein Schatz.
Monsieur Neuvillette just saw the amount of bags we had and offered to take them back for us. I felt a bit bad at first, but, I really did have a lot of stuff.
He even offered to deliver my gifts to the Fortress of Meripede for me once he's done with the day's work. Neuvillette is a man of his word. If he says he can do something, then he means it.
See, even Chlorand was happy to take him up on his offer. If even his trusty subordinate agreed, then who was I to refuse?
Wow, he seems like a real gentleman. Maybe he's not as uptight as I thought. If only the funeral parlor had an employee as thoughtful, proactive, and responsible as him. Right, Zhongli?
Indeed.